This is a fourth stimulus check, stimulus program, and news update. We're skipping the intro, getting right to the news and saving you some time. So Nancy Pelosi and Kevin McCarthy are feuding over mask rules on the House floor. Nancy Pelosi, Speaker of the House, said that everyone has to wear masks regardless of the CDC guidelines, and anyone who is not wearing a mask will get a $500 fine. So Nancy Pelosi's office said that Kevin McCarthy wants to, if Kevin McCarthy wants to be maskless on the House of the Floor of Representatives, he should get to work vaccinating his members. And some other House Republicans are defying Nancy Pelosi's rules. This is them showing that they are maskless on the floor of the House of Representatives. Let me know what you think about this down in the comments below. If people are vaccinated, should they have to wear masks, especially in Congress? Is this a good rule, bad rule? Let me know your thoughts on this down in the comments below. So the $15 minimum wage seems to be dead, at least federally at the moment, but the fight for minimum wage for McDonald's as well as other fast food chains is well alive. Bernie Sanders is joining the strike for McDonald's workers, demanding higher wages ahead of the chain's annual investor meeting. So yesterday there was a walkout Wednesday where in 15 different cities, McDonald's workers walked out in strike for higher wages. So this is led by Bernie Sanders, AOC, as well as some other Democrats pushing for the $15 minimum wage for all McDonald's workers. Here is a video clip by Bernie Sanders talking more about that.
McDonald's workers will strike and rally in 15 cities today across the nation,
demanding a minimum wage of $15 an hour.
Strike is happening a day before the company's annual shareholder meeting.
Last year, McDonald's had a net income of $4.7 billion.
Workers say a $15 an hour wage would solve a nationwide hiring crunch. They've been fighting for the increase for several years now.
We are the wealthiest country in the history of the world. People should not have to work for starvation wages. I have been on the picket lines all over this country with fast food workers and others who say we're not making it on $8 or $9 an hour. Raise the minimum wage to $15 an hour. Today we say as loudly and clearly as we can to McDonald's, pay your workers a living wage and negotiate with a union.
Do you think that McDonald's should raise the minimum wage to $15 an hour? Is this a good idea, bad idea? So the counter argument to federally raising the minimum wage to $15 an hour is that it might hurt small businesses, but McDonald's making billions of dollars in profit per year, they could probably handle the $15 minimum wage raise, but should they? Let me know your thoughts on this down in the comments below. Next, let's talk about the fourth stimulus check. So Joe Biden says a weak jobs report makes clear the need for more stimulus, and Democrats are pushing for a fourth stimulus check. There's also a petition that has over 2.2 million signatures so far for the $2,000 per month stimulus check, and more Democrats are pushing Biden for a recurring check as well. So this letter was just written a couple days ago to President Biden from members of Congress, and basically it's saying that direct payments and enhanced unemployment insurance in particular have served as lifelines to families and workers that have saved lives throughout the pandemic, and it's saying that it wants to have it tied directly to automatic stabilizers, basically saying that we welcome this opportunity to urge you to prioritize both automatic unemployment insurance extensions and recurring direct payments tied directly to economic conditions, basically saying that if something happens in the economy, let's say unemployment numbers go down, people automatically get the stimulus checks. They automatically get the unemployment benefit boost without having to vote through Congress. And it basically, the rest of the letter goes through that, the reasons why. I'm not going to go through the entire letter, but basically saying the need for that, saying that a poll shows that 65% of Americans support recurring stimulus checks. And at the end, it's saying we urge you to include both in the American Families Plan, and we are ready to enact this for critical relief into law. So basically, they want the automatic unemployment and automatic stimulus checks, recurring stimulus checks, into the American Families Plan. I'll keep you updated on what happens. So far, the Democrats are also, another thing that they want to have in the American Families Plan is the child tax credit be permanent. So at this point, it's just going for 1 year starting July 15th. You're going to get either $250 a month or $300 a month until a year later. You're basically getting an advance on the child tax credit, and the Democrats want that to be forever. basically never ending. Now, in terms of all these different proposals and bills, automatic stimulus checks, recurring stimulus checks, child tax credit, it all depends on what's happening with the infrastructure package and the American Families Plan. So I'll give you an update on that. So we've been waiting for a while now for the Republicans to counteroffer for their infrastructure plan. They came out with a bill back in April, $568 billion, and they said that they were going to come out with a new offer. So far, not the case. Senate Republicans do not offer an official new plan to counter the Biden infrastructure plan. Here is Shelley Moore Capito, who is leading this charge, talking more about what's happening with the infrastructure package.
All roads these days on infrastructure really lead back to West Virginia, with Republican Senator Shelley Moore Capito taking the lead in negotiating with President Biden over the hoped-for bipartisan approach. And welcome now the lead negotiator herself, Senator Capito. So, Senator, thank you so much for being with us. Let's start with the Republican side. We've been waiting with bated breath for a counterproposal out of the Republican caucus. We haven't gotten it yet. Why not? Are you having trouble putting it together, or are you just so close to having something constructive that it's worth waiting?
Well, actually, we did have a meeting in my office with White House officials yesterday where we, the 6 of us senators, came forward with a repurposing of our original proposal. So whether you want to call that a counter proposal or not, where we could, again, look at definitionally where we believe infrastructure is and then where those numbers would line out over a certain period of time. And the White House said that they would get back to us this week. So we're waiting for that, hopefully Thursday or Friday, so we can keep this process moving. I think we're all dedicated to finding an end result here. We're still, we still have differences, and so we need to work through those.
To be honest, the past few weeks seems like a complete waste of time with negotiations between President Biden and the Republicans. Almost no ground has been gained. Despite all the optimism on both sides wanting to have a deal be done, nothing has been done. No progress has been made. And Democrats are pushing Biden to abandon the bipartisan negotiations and just do it through reconciliation, basically not needing any Republican support. And then they do it as they did with the American Rescue Plan, just pass it whatever Democrats want. If they do the reconciliation, that means they can add whatever bills they want to that, the child tax credit being permanent, 4th stimulus check, increase in Social Security, home buyers credit, everything that has been trying to make its way into the American Families Plan. If it doesn't have any Republican support, it'll still pass as long as all Democrats are on board with that. So I'll keep you updated on what happens with the infrastructure bill. Basically, what happens with the infrastructure bill is what happens with the 4th stimulus check, increase in Social Security, home buyers credit, child tax credit, all those other proposals, as well as the drug price lowering. So Bernie Sanders is pushing for the drug price lowering because pharmaceutical companies have been very greedy. This tweet was from a while ago, but it brings the point, saying that the cost to manufacture one vial of insulin is around $6. The cost of one vial of insulin for consumers in France, it's $9. In Australia, it's $7. In Canada, it's $12. But in the US, it costs $98. So pharmaceutical companies are starting to get pointed out for these discrepancies and how greedy they are in making the prices so much higher for Americans. So this one pharmaceutical company, AbbVie, inflated prices for 2 major drugs, and the House Oversight Committee grilled them on that. Basically, Humira, which I think is one of the best-selling drugs in the world, they've been increasing the price, inflating that. Here is a video talking more, or actually showing the grilling of the CEO and the drug prices.
Mr. Gonzalez, how much did AbbVie spend on litigation and settlements from 2013 to 2018?
I don't have that number offhand. I won't be happy to give it to you.
Okay, $1.6 billion, $2.45 billion on R&D, $1.6 billion in litigation and settlements. What about marketing and advertising? How much does AbbVie spend on that?
Well, marketing and advertising, we spend about $4 billion a year.
Yep, 4.71 billion. How about executive compensation, 2013 to 2018?
2013 to 2018, it's probably on average about $60 million a year.
Try 334 on for size. Now, how much did AbbVie spend on stock buybacks and stock buybacks and dividends to enrich your shareholders from 2013 to 2018?
Well, stock buybacks, if you actually look at just pure stock buybacks, it would be about $13 billion.
Stock buybacks and dividends is the question, sir.
Dividends, I'd have to come back with a number for that over that period of time.
$50 billion. So, Mr. Gonzalez, you're spending all this money to make sure you make money rather than spending money to invest in, develop drugs, and help patients with affordable life-saving drugs. You lie to patients when you charge them twice as much for an unimproved drug, and then you lie to policymakers when you tell us that R&D justifies those price increases. The big pharma fairy tale is one of groundbreaking R&D that justifies astronomical prices. But the pharma reality is that you spend most of your company's money making money for yourself and your shareholders. And the fact that you're not honest about this with patients and with policymakers, that you're feeding us lies, that we must pay astronomical prices to get innovative treatments is false. The American people, the patients, deserve so much better.
Next, I'm going to answer the question, do you leave for me in the comments? So Glenn Conklin asks, with the child tax credit, how many kids can you claim? Is there a cap to how many kids? Supposedly at this point, there's no cap. So if you have 10 kids, you can make $250 to $300 per month for all those kids as long as they're under age 17. Next question, Amanda Colon asks, people who will receive the child tax credit money, is it the ones who claim them on their taxes or the legal parents? So great question. It's the one who claims them on the taxes. Whoever claims the kids, those are the ones who are going to get the stimulus checks. Also, Bobby Rockwell asks, what is to stop people from going to get a job and a bonus, then either go to another state or just get a different job and they get a bonus all over again? So referring to the back to work bonus, it's sort of a time sensitive thing. So if you're on unemployment now, they'll offer you a back to work bonus. There are some pre-qualifications. It's not just for everybody. It has to be a job. You have to work it for a certain amount of time. You can't really just get the bonus then go to another state. I think you have to work it for at least 3 months with the back to work bonuses. Otherwise, they could take that bonus back. And then also, next question, will people that have no children get a check on the 15th of July? So no, July 15th is just the child tax credit monthly stimulus payments. Those are not for anyone who does not have a kid. So that is all the stimulus news I have for you today. To hopefully brighten your day a bit, here's my daughter Bella's tip of the day.
Hi guys, this is Belle. This is the tip of the day. I want to tell you the one thing that you should do when you can't sleep. When you can't sleep, try to think of happy thoughts, or try thinking of counting sheep, or think of happy thoughts. And think of the thoughts that you want to happen in your dreams. So sometimes what I do when I try to sleep, Sometimes I try close my eyes and think of natural thoughts, and sometimes it happens in my dreams.
So yesterday we went to the playground. We had a great time with the girls. We were there for so long that the girls were begging me to go home. They were so tired. They just wanted to go home and rest and eat and go to sleep. So it was a good time. But if you want to watch some more stimulus updates, you could click this link down over here. Or if you want to check out my other channel, click this link up here. And I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Be safe. Thank you for watching.